If, like me, you still look up at the sky and wonder how on earth something as big as a jumbo jet manages to stay in the sky, then this next interview should be right up your street. I'm joined by Mark from Aerospace Engineering. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming along. So, could you tell me why someone might consider studying aerospace engineering?
Well, I think someone would consider doing aerospace engineering because it's a really exciting time to be in the industry at the moment. It's a very cutting edge industry, and contrary to popular belief, it's not a niche area. So, for example, there's a lot of work going on at the moment, as many people may be aware of, on sustainable aviation, trying to make the planes that you and I travel on more environmentally friendly. And that means radical new designs, new fuels that are coming along in the future. But it's not just the commercial aviation sector. There's also strong push to generate more drones, particularly in the areas of humanitarian disasters regions where crewed aircraft can't access that easily. And the other really exciting part of aerospace is space itself. So being able to go up into space, launching rockets, designing satellites, and it's really exciting time because the UK is at the forefront of this growing space industry as well.
And what is it about the University of Nottingham's aerospace course that makes it so unique?
So one of the things that makes the aerospace course so unique at Nottingham is the fact that we are uniquely aerospace from day one, year one. So if you're as passionate about aerospace as we are, then this is very much a course for you. Unlike some other aerospace courses in the UK where there's a common year one and sometimes common year one and year two with other engineering disciplines, we're very much separate. It's also really good in terms of the facilities that we have to offer our students, which are in some cases quite unique. So for example, we have a Trent 1000 turbofan engine, one of the only universities in the country that uses it as a teaching aid. We also have access to a fantastic Alsim flight simulator. Again, one of the very few universities unique to have that facility in the UK. We're also one of the most accredited aerospace programs in the UK. So accreditation, if you like, serves as a quality benchmark for the Engineering Council to say that this degree is fit for purpose for generating high quality graduates. And while most universities are accredited typically by 2 professional bodies, we're actually accredited by 3, the Royal Aeronautical Society, the Institute of Mechanical Engineers, and also the Institution for Engineering and Technology. So it's a really great course with lots of different opportunities for students to get involved with.
So can you tell me a little bit about the University of Nottingham's global partnership in terms of aerospace engineering?
Yeah, so in terms of the University of Nottingham's global partnership, we have a campus in Ningbo in China, which is a fantastic opportunity for students in Ningbo to come and study at Nottingham, and that happens in the second year of our course. And it's a great opportunity for our UK-based aerospace students to work on collaborative projects, for example, the integrated project, not only with UK students, but with Ningbo students as well. So it gives it a really international dimension. But in the future as well, we're hoping that aerospace students in the UK will take up the opportunity to go to study for a year at the Ningbo campus as well.
And are there any opportunities for students to get involved in hands-on projects during their time at the university?
Yes, there's lots of opportunities for students to get hands-on in projects at university. We're quite unique in the aerospace course in running what's called the integrated project, both in year 1 and in year 2 for both our B-Eng and M-Eng cohorts. And these are design and make exercises. So in year 1, we start with a glider powerless aircraft. And in year 2, we move to a more advanced concept. And it's not only about the technical dimension of it, but it's also getting students to work in a way that they can expect to work when they go into industry or on placement. That's often in small groups rather than independently, often with a diverse range of people they won't have known or met before to come together to try and solve a common problem. So we run those projects. For our final year individual projects for both M-Eng and B-Eng students, there's an opportunity, if students wish to do so, to do something quite hands-on, whether it be with our wind tunnel facilities, with our space lab facilities, or using our flight simulator. So there's really hands-on opportunities there as well. But also at Nottingham, we're very sort of supportive of extracurricular projects as well. For example, we take part regularly in the IMechE drone challenge, building and testing a drone and taking part as a competition against other universities. And also we're very active in the MAC rocketry competition. So each year we go up to Scotland where students get the opportunity to launch the rocket that they've been working on throughout the year.
And you mentioned it there, but can you tell me a little bit about placements and some that, you know, previous students have been on?
Yeah, sure. So placement opportunities at Nottingham are fantastic. Firstly, we offer both our BEng and MEng courses with the option of spending a year in industry. So that's, as I say, available for both those courses. There's also an opportunity through something called the Institute for Aerospace Technology, or the IAT at Nottingham, which is basically like an umbrella group of all our aerospace activity, teaching and research, that have recently launched a student summer research placement scheme. So students can, if they wish to do so, apply for 8 to 10 weeks to work on a summer placement in collaboration with industry. It's fully funded, fully paid for, and it's a great opportunity maybe for those students that don't want to go out for a whole year. They can do a shorter summer placement instead.
And how does the university ensure, because this is obviously an area where things are rapidly changing, how do you make sure that, you know, everything that students are learning is, you know, completely up to date with the latest technology?
Yeah, so there's twofold really, two ways in which we make sure that the curriculum is kept up to date for our aerospace students at Nottingham. Firstly, many of our academics are not only teachers but are also researchers. So in many cases they're involved or often leading large research projects in collaboration with industry. And what that means is the cutting edge knowledge that they gain from their research projects filters through to their teaching. So it keeps it up to date and makes sure that it's fit for purpose for graduates who are going to work in the industry in a few years' time. In addition to that, we've got a very active industry advisory group. So the industry advisory group helped to set up the course about 8 years ago when it first started, and it's made up of key players from the aerospace industry across the sector in companies such as Airbus and Rolls-Royce and so on. But not only were they there at the start, they have an active input, ongoing input into our course today. So we regularly meet with them about 3 to 4 times a year to ensure that our curriculum is up to date and it's reflecting the trends and the direction in which the industry is moving in. And we do get regular updates to membership of our industry advisory group as well. So for example, we've got new members who joined us recently from the drone sector and also the space sector to reflect those growing areas in the aerospace industry.
And what advice would you give to prospective students who are looking at applying for this course at university?
Well, firstly, I think the first thing to have is a passion for aerospace. As I say, we're really passionate about this course, and that's reflected in the way we teach it and the way we deliver it. And so I think demonstrate a passion for aerospace. It doesn't have to mean, you know, going to air shows or anything physical like that, but at least maybe reading around the subject, demonstrating, you know, reading books, magazines, that kind of thing. But also, I think any student who's really interested in applying for Nottingham, there's nothing as a substitute for an in-person visit. So I would strongly recommend to visit the campus, come and see the fantastic campus that we've got here, our facilities as well. And it's a great opportunity, whether it be on an open day or an offer older day, to come and speak to our student ambassadors, because they are our aerospace students. They get a real flavour for what it's like to study aerospace at Nottingham.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the partnerships that the university has with industry and research institutions?
Yes, so the partnerships that the University of Nottingham has with aerospace, well, first to say that the aerospace course is relatively new, but our work in aerospace research has been going on for many years beforehand. And so we've got really strong links with the aerospace industry. So just to give you a flavour of some of those, we're one of the only few universities in the UK that has 2 Rolls-Royce University Technology Centres, one for gas turbine transmissions and one for advanced manufacturing. We also have strategic partnerships with GE Aviation in the area of electrification, also strategic partnerships both with BAE Systems and also Airbus in manufacturing. In fact, one of our academics, professor, is Airbus chair for liquid fuel systems. So looking at alternative fuel systems for aircraft like hydrogen, for example. And so this means that these opportunities, these kind of collaborations filter through to our teaching. So there are opportunities for students to do projects in some cases, working in partnership with these industries. And also, and we've been getting those so far, sort of graduates who've gone on to do PhDs with us, working with those companies at the University of Nottingham.
Well, thank you very much for that, Mark. That was very interesting. And the link in the schedule below will take you to more information about aerospace engineering on the website.